Chapter 23. Eric sped toward the base of the tree, her arms outstretched, ready to try to catch Ochek. He was falling too fast, though, and just before he collided with the ground, Eric, like Morgan, crumpled to her knees. But Ochek never did hit the earth. Mere feet away, he stopped, suspended in midair. His paws were in front of his body to break the fall. His legs were sprawled out, his eyes were shut tight. There was an arrow through his tail, the weapon that had caused his fall. Ochek's tail was broken and limp. Morgan walked back to the tree, got onto her hands and knees, and looked underneath Ochek. There was nothing to see, nothing between him and the ground but air. Eli got down to look too. The siblings were followed by Eric, who waved her paws across the open space. "I don't understand this," Eric said. "I don't either," said Eli. "Look," Morgan gasped. Something began to form in the space between Ochek and the ground. It started as a small, glowing mass, no bigger than the size of a golf ball, baby blue and pink. Flashes of light crackled from within the object like lightning. Then it imploded, and a small eruption gave way to a cloud with the same colors, with the same flashes of light. The cloud expanded until it filled the space underneath Ochek's body. Gradually, 8 tendrils grew out of the cloud, 2 shorter ones on either side, like hands. The tendrils curled up protectively, cupping Ochek within their grasp, and then lifted him away from the ground and towards the sky. Up higher and higher, alongside the sequoia and above it, higher and higher, closer and closer to the sky. Everyone on the summit watched in awe, startled by the beauty. Even the man didn't move. The farther away Ochek got from the land, the closer to the sky, the brighter the stars burned, as though they were welcoming him. For the first time, Morgan remembered more of her home than just the word her mother had said, more than just the room that they had been in, more than just a pull. She remembered the quiet of it, and how the quiet brought calm. How, even as a toddler, standing on the steps in front of her house, the calm gave her time to notice little things. A country sky and the stars speckled across a black canvas, impossibly close and infinite and beautiful. Suddenly and magnificently, Ochek erupted like fireworks. 7 stars spread apart, then settled into place. 4 of the stars came to rest in the shape of a square, while the other 3 trailed away from the square in a jagged line. "Guys," Eric whispered, "I don't think he's coming back down." A voice came into Morgan's head. "Ochek has completed a great task for his fellow beings." She looked around, worried she'd gone crazy, but then locked eyes with Eric and Eli, and knew that they had heard it in their heads too. "Kisamanitu," Eric said. Eli whispered, "Creator." In the process, he has sacrificed his own life, and for that, he will be honored. Morgan wiped tears away from her cheeks, but they kept coming and she gave up trying to stop them. Creator continued. "From now on, he will have a special name." Oh boy. I'm going to look that up and read it to you next time because I want to do it justice. "He will be in the sky forever to remind all the beings living on Aski of what lay in the past, the gift they have been given now, and what could happen again if the land and all it has to lend is not respected." As quickly as it came, the voice of Creator was gone, and the summit fell deadly quiet. Morgan, Eric, and Eli were left marveling at the new constellation in the night sky. The snow had melted away, the green time had returned. Their journey was complete. They didn't notice, but they were all holding hands as they stood, like a line of paper dolls. "The land is mine!" The man's ugly, booming voice broke the silence. Morgan turned towards him. She felt hot all through her body. Her heart was pounding. Thump, thump, thump. "Yours? You lost. Nothing is yours. The land belongs to nobody. You suck." "You watch your mouth, kid," the man shouted. "Hey!" Eli stepped in front of Morgan. "Don't talk to my sister like that." The man wasn't intimidated by Eli, despite the boy's best efforts. He moved closer toward the siblings, and Morgan got a good look at him for the first time. He had ragged blue overalls that looked like work pants of some kind, and over those he wore a leather vest that looked as clumsily made as the rack outside his cabin. A quiver full of arrows was strapped to his back. He had blue eyes that looked tired and empty, a scraggly, dirty blonde beard with flecks of gray, and his head was bald, as she'd noticed earlier in the cabin. He was just an ordinary middle-aged white man. "You took everything from me." The man raised his bow and reached behind his back to find another arrow. Children," Eric whispered, "I appreciate your bravado, but maybe it's time to go." "Maybe you're right," Morgan said. As the man pulled an arrow out of his quiver, the trio took off before he could arm the weapon and shoot. They ran through the grove and under the cover of trees. Morgan heard an arrow strike wood just as they came to the mountainside. They didn't break stride because he was coming. Let me just look up what he's called now. So it's not Ochek anymore. Ochekat Chekosek, the Fisher Stars. And that's the end of the chapter.